And I would walk P45 miles, and I would walk P45 more, just to be the man who walk P90 miles to shoot you in the balls. Ah, da, ah, da. No, 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 ba da dum, ba da 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 da. Okay, get a grip, Edwards. Anyway, welcome back to the channel of Major Look 92, the shaman of gaming, and welcome back, more importantly, to the gun reviews for Modern Warfare 3. We're on the 4th submachine gun now. This is the P90, not to be confused with the PP90. Double P's and probably double E is good, to be honest. You know, sort of at first view, this gun, I don't know, it looks like it sort of is one of the you know, the major sort of guns in this series. I get really frustrated death here, and it pisses me off, and you can see my frustration. But right here, it's an epic fail, and then I take it out on my screen. But anyway, yeah, this gun at first sort of glances in a you know what a lot of people say. I know it's all opinionated for this sort of thing, but it sort of looks like this gun's right up there with the best SMGs, but you know what, I don't know, I used to think that, and I was in the same boat, but just recently, I've been using this gun a lot, as you can see, to get this video. I mean, I've had quite a number of gameplays, I just wasn't sure which one to really use. It was quite difficult to choose, but you can see that I've used this gun, you know, extensively. I've got like autumn camo, which is like the second to last one before gold. I've got all the attachments, and you know, I've used it a lot, and it's sort of fallen out of my top SMGs. Really, it's fallen out of my favour. I'm not a huge fan of it anymore, and especially when you use it like this. I've got two attachments on it at the moment. I've got rapid fire and extended mags, and I'd say for as far as attachments go and as deep as attachments go, I'd say that's one of the best ways to go. This SMG has a bigger clip than I think all the other SMGs. So if you put extended mags on it, it's just got, you know, this huge magazine, and you can spray it your heart's content. And rapid fire, obviously, you'll burn through quicker, so you need that extra ammo. But it's just like an abusive amount of ammo. You know, you can just abuse the amount of ammo you've got, and it makes it really the best option to use. But like I was saying, this gun without a sight, I'm not a huge fan of the iron sight. I like the iron sight on Modern Warfare 2 because the sort of the actual sort of aimer in the middle was much thinner, so it was easier to you know, get on target, and you weren't blocking your target. Especially if you're aiming at somebody from long range with this, you block them off a lot of the time with the actual sight, and you know, it makes it quite difficult to stay on target a lot of the time, especially when you're using rapid fire. So I don't know, this gun's sort of fallen out of favour with me. I know a lot of people still really like it, but I'd say that the PP90, the MP7, and probably even the UMP are better options as far as SMGs go. Although this gun, you know, it's still good, and you can still get all types of beast gameplays with it. You know, if you're a beast yourself, or you know, even if you're not, it's not magnificently hard to use. You know, it's just like I said with the sight, it becomes a little bit awkward to get majorly lucky there. Maybe as my name suggests, but yeah, it's not you know, fantastically difficult to use, but it's much harder to use than I think the PP90 and the MP7. There's sort of more attachments that work with those guns, I feel. And you know, I don't know, just overall, especially the PP90, it sort of does all the jobs in one for you, so it's much easier to use than this. But like I said, don't be put off by me. You know, if you haven't tried the weapon yourself, you know, even people who want to get the game might not have been able to afford it. They might be getting it mega late or whatever. You know, people who just haven't experimented very much. Definitely try this gun out. It's not one of the worst guns in the game. It's you know, it's a very viable option, good option. Just I'd say that it's not as good as like the three other SMGs that have that were aforementioned by moi. So you know, don't be put off using it, but just be warned that there's better options. Yep, as far as attachments go, I'd say rapid fire and extended mags. If you're just going to run one, or before you've unlocked the attachments, I'd go extended mags. It just makes it fantastic. But like I said, the sight can be a little bit difficult to use, so red dot's definitely a good option too. One thing I would stay away from using with this is a silencer. I just find that it just drops the damage, and it's just quite hard to kill people when you're sort of steaming around like I am here, and you know, stay on target when you're on the move. So I would stay away from that above all else. Other than that, you know what, some of the other options are good. Obviously, there's just the pointless attachments like thermal that you just want to really stay away from unless you're trying some ridiculously impressive gameplay like a Moab with a thermal P90. I'm sure there's probably one of those on YouTube somewhere. But there's other options, you know, like the HAMR scope or the Stop Hammer scope. That you can use, but you know they're not necessary as long as you've got the red dot. So, so that's my sort of 10 pence worth on attachments proficiencies. Like I said, if you want to, if you really do want to abuse the amount of ammo you've sort of got, and that you can sort of spray freely, as you can see in a number of occasions in this video, you see me just abusing the amount of ammo I've got by just pre-firing the shit out of it. And it's a really good way to use this gun, even when you haven't got extended mags on. It's got enough ammo to sort of make that a sort of a viable way to play. You know, to strafe around corners, hit firing, and just pre-fire the living dumbbells out of people. But obviously, extended mags just makes it so much easier to do that, and you definitely have got the reserve ammo to sort of burn through. So you know what? If you're going to use a red dot though, on its own, I'd suggest kick. Focus is a very, very underrated proficiency as well. So if you haven't tried that, I definitely suggest you try that on all types of different weapons. It's like I've said in some of my sniper videos, I've sort of recommended focus because you know, once you get shot you don't flinch very much, and I've recommended it when you're like trying to quick scope. But to be honest, it can work with anything, especially SMGs and sort of shotguns, and you know, stuff where you need to be fairly fast and maybe get, you know, up a little bit closer, as you can see in this video as well, which is, you know, a bit of a discouraging sight to see those people boosting in this room. So there was a number of times where I came back to kill those. I think eventually they sort of clocked on that I was going to go back and kill them every time, so they stopped doing it eventually, I think, and they might have left. I am the boosting police, but getting back onto the to the gun itself. Other than that, proficiencies, yeah, focus definitely underrated. In this, you know, there's certain times, especially when you're using a sort of quite an awkward iron sight, it can be very beneficial to use focus to just keep on target when otherwise you wouldn't have done really. So that's definitely another viable option. Other than that, you know, it's sort of a gun which can sort of tailor to quite a few different sort of uses. I wouldn't say that this is the best SMG for sort of going out of an SMG's range. You know, like the UMP is a good weapon to sort of kill people from quite, you know, long range, and maybe longer range than the SMG is sort of designed for. But this probably isn't the best one to be doing that, so you really do want to get up close. The hit fire, again, on like it is on pretty much all the SMGs, is insane on this weapon, so definitely run steady aim. I'd say specialist, definitely the strike package you want to use. You want to get all those what was I trying to say, perks and proficiencies, and this gun can become much better than initially you would think it would. You know, it would be able to get if you've used it, because when you're running it sort of naked, you know, it can be a little bit of a problem because you've got this sort of quite fairly awkward iron sight, and you know, and you haven't got access to like a red dot early on. But you know, it's not like I've said a few times, as you can see here, I'm just abusing the amount of ammo that the P90 has. So that's definitely my sort of opinion on what really works with this gun, and a good way to use it. You know, these gameplays, I think they're decent, especially this one. You know, this is definitely the sort of map you want to use an SMG on. These sort of corridors and you know, little sort of tight corners, you want to be really sticking in those areas and abusing the sort of rate of fire with rapid fire, the hip fire rate, the amount of ammo you've got, and you know, just trying to make up for the sort of quite bad iron sight. So I think the video is just coming to a close here. If you liked it, if you enjoyed it, please come back for more. Give a rating on the video, maybe favourite if you know, think it deserved it. And I'll be back next time with, what is it, the next LMG, the MK46, and I've got a pretty impressive gameplay with that, I think. So make sure you join me. Cheers.